because everything I have tonight is basically my frustration with what is going on, with what we have been talking about and what I've been talking about for a long time, and that is these judges all across the country.
Oh, boy.
And we spoke about it last night. Stephen Miller, we played that clip of him on CNN.
Yeah, he's been like a ninja lately.
He was out in front of the microphones again today. And so I'm going to just set the scene with this exchange on Twitter. Michael Schellenberger, who granted has done great stuff when it's come to a lot with the X-Files, with Matt Taibbi. He's testified in front of Congress. He's done some great stuff. But he put this out on Trump and the flights to the criminals that Trump flew out of the country.
To El Salvador.
To El Salvador. He said every single Trump advisor, including and especially Stephen Miller, this is after Miller went on CNN, knows perfectly well that what they did is unconstitutional. And that caught my attention, and I went, what? And he says, past that, basically, it's up to the courts, not the administration, to determine whether, the order should be binding. The administration must comply with the order until a higher court reverses it or sets it aside. That's how the system works. If the Trump administration continues with these obviously unconstitutional actions, then it will lose the legitimacy, public support, and power it needs to pursue free speech diplomacy, which would be a very disappointing outcome. And I just couldn't disagree with that more, especially on the public perception part of it. I think he will win over public perception if he continues to ignore these orders. And I want to get to the main piece tonight that's the crux of everything I want to talk about. But in response to that, which again, I found kind of surprising, Margot Cleveland, Professor Cleveland over at The Federalist, said this post by Schellenberger provides an opportunity for me to hit a point that I've been making the last week, but with many seem to still be missing. And that is that for 2 months, the Trump administration has faced an avalanche of unconstitutional court orders from single federal judges. More TROs, and I gave you these numbers last night, have been issued against the Trump administration in 2 months than in 4 years under Joe Biden. And while the appeals process is still going on for many of those, appellate courts have already stayed several orders, showing my point regarding unconstitutionality is not spin, it's reality. The Supreme Court stayed one judge, ordered payment of $2 billion in 36 hours, and told the judge to be more specific. 3 appellate judges said Trump likely to prevail on firing of special counsel Dellinger and ruled he remain out and not reinstated. Another appellate court stayed an order of one judge undoing Trump's DEI policies. Another judge reversed his TRO and refused to grant an injunction on putting USAID's workers on leave. Many other injunctions will be overturned on appeal because lower courts lack jurisdiction to decide employment and grants or Army policy. Breadth of overreach by lower court, one judge, district court injunctions interfering with Trump's Article 2 power cannot be overstated. Yet, and this is the main point, not once did the Trump administration declare, quote, fine, then enforce your order, end quote. For every MAGA person screaming, ignore those illegal orders, the Trump administration has not done that yet. And we are talking about clearly illegal orders that infringe on his executive power. Instead, every time Trump has worked to find a way to read the order so he could comply and not try to pit Article 2 against Article 3. He did that in grant cases by reading exceptions court allowed for otherwise terminated funding, and he did that in the Alien Enemies Act case too. Yes, Trump administration did not turn planes around, but it isn't saying you can't order me to do that. but that you didn't order me to do that because only the minute order is binding and it cites case law to support its point, which was Mark Levin's point. If you saw him on with Martha McCallum today on Fox News. And once the planes left U.S. territory, Trump said the order didn't apply because the removal took place. Throughout entire drilling by the judge and even judge's request for Trump's team to say, we just disagree, Trump didn't say that. Trump administration said, we complied in good faith, and here's why. Yes, the here's why is a very narrow reading of the order and only the minute order, but it has case law to back it up. And again, Levin was part of that. In 2000, I believe in 2003, Landmark Legal argued a case that said, no, Judge, the order can't be oral. It has to be in writing. Trump is not being a petulant child. He is being prudent. While Article 3 is going out of its way to trounce on Article 2, Trump is going out of his way to show comedy to Article 3, even when the judges don't deserve it. Judges are not just looking for a fight, but have hit Trump with several sucker punches. Yet Trump is refusing to engage. In my opinion, this can't continue for much longer. However, as lower courts are framing injunctions more and more wildly, leaving the Trump administration little room to maneuver in a way he can comply without sacrificing his executive authority.